Get ready for a farmyard rumble in The Boastful Cock and the Humble Cock. Discover which bird's actions speak louder than their squawks.
Once upon a time, in a bright, sunny farmyard, there lived two proud cocks. Their names were Boastful Cock and Humble Cock, and they simply could not stand the sight of each other. Every morning, they would eye each other with suspicion across the dusty ground. A constant tension hung in the air, making even the breeze feel heavy. They puffed out their chests, each believing he was the true leader of the farm. Their rivalry was a whispered secret among the other barnyard animals, who watched with nervous glances. For weeks, their rivalry simmered like a pot about to boil over. The hens would cluck nervously, scattering whenever the two cocks came too close. Little chicks would hide behind their mothers' legs, sensing the unspoken challenge. Boastful Cock would strut with exaggerated importance, while Humble Cock would observe him with a quiet, steady gaze. The air grew thick with unspoken words and puffed-up feathers. It was clear to everyone that a confrontation was inevitable. The farmyard held its breath, waiting for the day. Finally, one crisp morning, their patience ran out and sparks flew. With furious squawks and a flurry of feathers, they flew up into the air. Boastful Cock led with a mighty charge, his red comb blazing. Humble Cock met him with courage, wings beating bravely against the clear sky. Their sharp beaks aimed, and their strong claws swiped the air. The farmyard fell silent, all eyes fixed on the aerial battle. This was going to be a real fight for supremacy. The battle raged high above the startled farm animals. They pecked and lunged, swirling in a dizzying dance of red and brown feathers. Flap went their powerful wings, creating small gusts of wind. Each cock tried with all his might to best the other, their eyes fierce with determination. The sounds of their struggle echoed across the barnyard. They twisted and turned, claws extended, refusing to give an inch. It was a spectacular and intense display of fierce farmyard courage. After what felt like an age, one cock began to falter. Humble Cock, though brave, found himself outmatched by Boastful Cock's relentless assault. With a final, weary flap, he dropped back to the ground. His feathers were ruffled, and his head hung low in defeat. He knew he had to retreat from the powerful blows. Boastful Cock stood tall, clearly the victor of this fierce encounter. Humble Cock slowly limped away, feeling shame wash over him. With a heavy heart, Humble Cock sought refuge in a quiet, shadowy corner of the barn. He found a hidden spot behind some old hay bales, where he could be alone. The dust motes danced in the lone shafts of sunlight, but he barely noticed them. His spirit felt bruised, just like his ruffly feathers. He watched the sunlight stream in, feeling small and unseen. All he wanted was to disappear and forget the painful loss. He promised himself to stay hidden until the farmyard forgot his defeat. Meanwhile, Boastful Cock, bursting with triumph, knew exactly what to do next. He strutted with a proud bounce in his step. Looking for the highest point, he spotted the sturdy red roof of the henhouse. This was the perfect stage for his grand announcement. With a mighty leap and a powerful flap of his magnificent wings, he flew to the very top. He stood tall, chest puffed out, ready to shout his glory to the world. A mischievous glint sparkled in his bright golden eyes. Perched high above everyone, Boastful Cock took a deep breath. Then, with all his might, he let out the loudest, most joyous crow the farm had ever heard. "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" he shouted, his voice echoing far and wide. He flapped his beautiful wings, sending a shimmer of red and gold into the bright morning air. His crow was a song of victory, meant for every creature to hear. He wanted the whole world to know he was the undisputed king. What a glorious moment it felt to him. But high above, where fluffy white clouds drifted lazily, a watchful eye had heard Boastful Cock's loud celebrations. It belonged to an enormous, majestic eagle, circling silently in the vast blue sky. The eagle floated effortlessly on the warm air currents, its keen golden yellow eyes scanning the world below. It was a hunter, always seeking a meal, and the boasting rooster had just announced himself. A tiny shadow flickered across the farmyard as the mighty bird glided unseen. This powerful creature was about to change everything. Without a sound, the magnificent eagle broke its graceful circle. Like a flash of dark lightning, it tucked its wings and swooped down from the heavens. Its descent was swift and silent, an invisible arrow aimed at its prey. Boastful Cock was still basking in his glory, completely unaware of the approaching danger. The powerful bird plunged towards the henhouse roof with incredible speed. In just a few heartbeats, the eagle was directly above the proud rooster. A terrifying shadow fell over Boastful Cock's brilliant feathers. Before Boastful Cock could even let out a surprised squawk, the powerful talons of the enormous eagle gently, yet firmly, snatched him. He felt a sudden whoosh of air, and then an unexpected lift into the sky. His victory crow was instantly silenced, replaced by a gasp of pure shock. The mighty dark brown eagle rose steadily, carrying the much smaller, red and golden-orange rooster high above the farm. Boastful Cock looked down at his beautiful farmyard, now shrinking beneath him, filled with sudden fear. His bragging had truly led him to an unexpected, terrifying journey. He realized that a moment of pride had quickly turned into a big mistake. From his dusty hiding spot in the barn, Humble Cock saw it all unfold. He watched, wide-eyed, as the proud Boastful Cock was carried away by the majestic eagle. A shiver ran through his deep brown feathers as he understood the grim reality. The farmyard was suddenly quiet, the earlier triumph replaced by a stunned silence. Humble Cock peeked out cautiously, his heart thumping softly. He saw the eagle disappear into the distant sky, a tiny speck against the vast blue. A strange mixture of shock and dawning realization filled his calm eyes. Slowly, cautiously, Humble Cock emerged from his hidden corner. The bright sunlight felt warm on his deep brown and earthy red feathers, a welcome change from the shadows. He looked around the now silent farmyard, feeling a newfound lightness in his step. The other farm animals, including the worried hens, looked at him with respect, no longer with apprehension. With a quiet dignity, he walked towards the center of the yard. Humble Cock had not sought power with boasts, but it had come to him through gentle persistence. The farmyard had a new, humble, yet capable master. This story teaches us an important lesson. Being too proud can sometimes lead to big trouble. Boastful Cock's loud bragging attracted unwanted attention, costing him his freedom. On the other hand, Humble Cock, who was quiet and strong, found his place in the end. It reminds us that true strength and leadership don't always need to be shouted from the rooftops. Sometimes, quiet confidence and kindness are the greatest victories of all.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.